You have something you want to do. Maybe it's been sitting in your head for weeks, maybe months. And every day you think, today I'll start. But then something feels off. The timing isn't right. The conditions aren't perfect. You're not ready yet. So you wait. And the waiting becomes the thing you're best at. Here's what most people will tell you. They'll say, you're lazy. They'll say, you're scared. They'll say, just start, it's not that hard. But that's not what's actually happening inside you. What's happening is far more interesting and far more human. Your brain has a protection system. It was built to keep you safe. And somewhere along the way, it learned that starting means risking. Risking failure. Risking judgment. Risking proving something you're terrified might be true about yourself. So your brain does what it was designed to do. It stalls. Not because you're broken, because you're wired to survive. Perfectionism isn't really about perfection. That's the part nobody tells you. It's about control. When the world feels uncertain, when the outcome feels too important, the mind grabs the only thing it can hold on to. The conditions. When I have more time, when I feel more confident, when everything is in place, it feels like preparation. But it's protection. And the cruelest part? The more meaningful something is to you, the harder it becomes to start it. The novel you care deeply about, the business idea that actually excites you, the creative project that feels like it came from the truest part of you. Those are the ones that stay unstarted the longest, because the stakes feel unbearable. There's a word for this. Psychologists call it self-handicapping. Your mind creates barriers before failure even arrives, so that if things don't work out, there's always a reason that isn't you. I didn't have enough time. The conditions weren't right. I wasn't fully prepared. It protects your self-image at the cost of your potential. And it usually starts early. Most people who live inside this pattern grew up in environments where mistakes weren't safe, where being wrong meant shame, where imperfection meant criticism, where love felt conditional on performance. So the child learned, don't try unless you're certain you'll succeed. And the adult still carries that child's fear inside every project they haven't started yet. So what do you actually do with this? You don't force yourself. You don't shame yourself into beginning. You get curious instead. You ask, what am I actually protecting myself from right now? Not what's wrong with me, but what part of me is afraid? And what does it need to feel safer? Because the goal was never perfect conditions. The goal was always just to protect something precious inside you from being hurt. And that instinct isn't weakness. That is care. Deep, exhausting, misunderstood care for the parts of yourself that matter most. You were never waiting for the right moment. You were waiting to feel safe enough to try. And now that you know that, something can finally begin to shift. Not because the conditions changed, but because you did. You were never broken. You were protecting something real. And that changes everything.